Oh, yes, indeed. Welcome into a Wednesday edition of Philly Voice Sports Bets. Harry Mays, Eitan Shander, and Devan Kaney with you off a huge night at Citizens Bank Park as the Phillies now go up 2-1 in their best-of-7 World Series. Game 4 tonight. Aaron Nola back on the hill against a new opponent. This Christian Javier has never faced the Phillies. But I think we're going to have some props on this game here tonight because I know I'm eyeing one up. And I think Eitan's probably on the same page with me when it comes to Christian Javier and his tendency to miss a lot of bats.
Absolutely. First off, can we just look? I don't know how many. Yes, and we're going to get to that. I don't know how many more shows the three of us are going to have where we can say our team is in the fill in the blank. So
right.
69% of Game 3 winners go on to win the World Series. Jason Kelce wears 69. The Philadelphia Phillies have just won the World Series.
He wears 62.
Oh yes, favorite number. Sorry, is 69.
Okay,
that's right. I'm all warped up.
69, I think is.
I was like, does he really?
Yeah.
Isn't that Landon Dickerson or something?
Yeah, but it was the Kelce to Kelce, whatever one of those, whatever they.
You got Kelce on the brain, man.
No. He was in the Kelce to Kelce show where he was my favorite number is 69. Anyway, it was 62. Whatever.
That was podcast that they do. I hear it's pretty good. Yeah.
Wait, so I know on Monday we talked about a potential celebrity sightings last night, and there were I said I didn't think any Eagles were going to be there. They didn't show Jason Kelce. I don't know if he might have been there, and maybe they didn't get him on the Jumbotron. But there was Fletcher Cox, Jeffrey Lurie, and Hassan Reddick, I believe. Yep. So lots of Eagle sightings last night.
Well, who was the first one?
It wasn't Kate Upton, right? The first celebrity?
They did well, at least maybe on the broadcast. On the Jumbotron, they didn't show Kate Upton.
No. They didn't show her on the Jumbo, right?
I think Rob McElhenney was one of the first that they showed.
Not what's his name? Who's there all day and every day?
Miles Teller.
Yeah.
They showed him, but I don't think he was first. I think they showed him a little later.
I still couldn't pick either one of those guys out of a lineup.
We don't expect you to.
No.
That's the beauty of us.
Absolutely not.
This show doesn't require a lineup. Like Matt Cherico's producing isn't going to get us to the side and put up a lineup and have you identify who Miles Teller is.
That would be funny, though.
It would be. Yeah. You have a better chance of identifying Miles Leonard.
That's exactly right. Javier.
Tonight. All right, let's talk about it. Harry.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Javier, right-handed pitcher, misses a lot of bats. The over for 5.5 strikeouts on DraftKings was -105. Count me in on that.
That's where you begin.
Yes.
Let's just go Javier. Okay. So last night, the focus here, what we talked about right on Monday's show, at least, was team total and, like the Phillies scoring runs, and especially with the benefit of the rain delay, the postponement, right? I mean, these guys, it was obvious right away. They were in their hotel. The Four Seasons is a beautiful place. You get great food. It's easy to meet people in the bar. You eat a lot of food. You drink a lot. You sleep, right? It's lethargic. This time around, though, I'm tempted to think it's a little bit of the opposite. The Phillies are jacked up through the roof, and rightfully so. And this isn't the Braves. This isn't the Cardinals. This isn't a team that, kind of eked in there. So I do think that if and I'm correlating it with you, this is where we're on the same page. So I'm not playing Javier over 5.5 Ks, but I would certainly lean heavy that way because I like going over 3.5 the total in the first half, and that's at FanDuel. I think it's moved to 4.5 cents, but FanDuel should still have 3.5. And the other one I like too is I think Javier in the unknown is always something you want to bank on, and it's unfortunate because we're talking about the Phillies in the World Series, but give me the Astros money line -110 first half. And I hate to say it, Devin and Harry and Devin and everyone else out there, but I'm going to lean Astros and take the Astros tonight -110.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So we're going to be 2-2.
So I'm over 3.5 first half total, just in the game.
Right.
I'm Astros first half money line, and I'm Astros money line. I hate to say it. Now, again,
how do you live with yourself, Eitan, with bets like that? I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. Harry can attest to this. I have to live with a lot more. So
exactly.
I don't know if I have room.
Yeah. I sleep very well at night.
For guilt. on this one, Devin.
No,
but you're right. You're right. Shame on me.
I'm guilt-free and I sleep very well. But as Robbie E. would say, then that series is going to be tied 2-2.
Hey, it's 3-2 when it's all said and done. Philadelphia, they go back. I have no problem winning. But look, let's talk about it. I mean, there is a significant advantage. I think the Phillies had a humongous advantage in Tuesday night's game. I think the pendulum swings back, and the unknown of Javier can buy the Astros 3-4 innings.
Well, especially when you were able to go to Suarez then instead of having Syndergaard in a bullpen game as they would have had in Game 3 had it been played Monday night. So, yeah, totally there. And, yeah, the unknown always seems to have the advantage in situations like this. Like last night, they obviously saw something with McCullers. I mean, it was great on the broadcast. You were at the game, Devin. I don't know if you saw this, but Bryce Harper, after he hits his home run, goes to Bohm. He calls Bohm. He's in the dugout and he's yelling at Bohm, and they've got him on the camera. And he's like, Bohmer. And he calls him over. Bohm comes over, leans in, and Harper he's tipping his pitches.
He says, the Philadelphia Eagles are going to the Super Bowl.
Right. But he obviously told him that he's tipping the pitches, and when he brings the glove up to here, it's a slider, and when he does it to here, it's a fastball or whatever it was. And Bohm was on the pitch, boom, hits a home run. They knew what was coming last night, and I don't know that they're going to know what's coming tonight.
Fair. I don't know. On Monday, who had a Schwarber home run, by the way?
Me.
I'm back on my home run props, and that one hit as well as a Bryce Harper one that I had last night. So I don't know if you guys have any homers from the Phillies tonight. But, yeah, I agree. There's clearly something going on with McCullers, and I know Schwarber was a good bet. I tailed that one because we know that he's hit a home run off.
Right, he already had one, yeah.
Right. I'm surprised the Astros didn't pull him sooner in that game, though.
Yeah.
That was just like being down there, and when the Harper home run happened, I think everyone was like stunned, and then it just kept happening and everyone was eating. I mean, it was amazing to see, but the fact that they kept him in was a little surprising.
How about the dopey kid that tried to catch the one home run with the glove and missed it?
Yeah.
That was the Marsh home run, I believe.
Was that the one that it wasn't like totally clear if it was
right, because it hit his glove above the railing, and it was clearly a home run. But
absolutely, it was out.
Missed the ball.
Right. Yeah, it was out. But it felt like it was going to be one of those. What was the idiot in Chicago, right? Who leaned over and
Bartman.
Yeah, Bartman. And then there was another one too, like quasi-famous, right?
Well, Jeffrey Mayer.
Mayer.
That was in the Orioles-Yankees series in 96, I believe.
Yep, I agree.
Yep.
Now, the beauty of the bank is that you are far away. Like it's really, you would have to be Joel Embiid to kind of lean over that level, right? And reach out with your glove and grab it. So, yeah, it wasn't going to be a Bartman scenario, but yeah.
Matt Cherico says he has a graphic of the tipped pitches with McCullers. I'd be interested in seeing that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's put this up here, man.
Yeah, that's got to be like.
I know they had Pedro Martinez talking about it after the game last night. He was pretty interesting.
How about A-Rod challenging Bryce Harper?
Yeah.
Right? We threw this out there on 29 on the pregame show, and A-Rod is going after Harper. He's like, well, he hasn't really made his stamp yet on the World Series, so we took him 2+. I know. Yeah. So I took him 2+ RBI just to shut A-Royd up, and he comes through right away in the first inning. It was amazing.
All right, there you go. There he's got the glove up to his ear, and in the other graphic, he has it up higher. He has it up to the World Series logo on the hat.
Right.
And that was the tip.
Yeah.
So I thought it was interesting. These guys, when they have all this video, they can decipher anything.
We've seen this 2 times, right? Now it's easy to point to the Astros because they have a history of at least getting caught doing some shady shit. But the reality is that they had the book on Zach Wheeler because of his aggression early throwing these first pitches. And McCullers has a history of throwing first pitch strikes. It's just more the break. So if you figure it out, if it's 65, 70% tendency, but you figure out he's tipping it now, I mean, that's the equivalent, but the right way to do it of banging on a trash can or all the other crap that the Astros are doing. I mean, that is ultimately how you beat signs. Like that is how you beat in baseball. It's a beautiful thing to watch Bryce Harper consume the game of baseball.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody tipped him. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Somebody there figuring it out. Like that's not That's not you're sitting there looking at printouts, none of that other stuff. Sorry.
Right. Or the bullpen catcher with the binoculars from center field. Remember that one? I think the Phillies did that. Yeah. All
Absolutely.
right. Moving right along.
I didn't want to bring that up.
Anything else with the Phillies game tonight?
Not for me.
I don't have anything specific tonight. I'm very nervous to see Aaron Nola. I don't know which version of Aaron Nola we're going to get, but hopefully he cleans it up a bit.
Doesn't that unknown concern, like
box of chocolates,
right? Doesn't that unknown? So it would be a pass for you, right? Because it doesn't sound like you or even Harry would bet the Phillies. Doesn't mean that you're not betting the Astros. It just means that it would probably be a pass because of the unknown with Javier and because of the up and down unknown with Nola.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Nola and Wheeler's performances in this series in Houston weren't good. Like anyone can see that they weren't playing like the Wheeler and Nola that we have seen recently and in the past. So like they were playing in Houston. I don't know if it would like with Nola and the Padres, it was like maybe his family situation got to his head. Like, I don't know what the reasoning behind that was. And then this is more so like, it's not like Houston has a super hostile environment down there. I don't think that really played a factor in it. I'm not going to accuse them of cheating again, but like, who knows? So he's back home at Citizens Bank Park tonight, like home crowd. I definitely think that is still an advantage. So hopefully we see the Nola that we love and want to see tonight. But like, I don't feel confident enough to bet either side in this one. I just hope
I'm just taking a strikeout. That's all.
That's fine. Just checking. I'm the only one on Houston. I get it. That's fine.
That's fine.
Let's go.
College football. I'm jumping on the under in the Notre Dame Clemson game, 44.5. I don't really like either one of these offenses. Neither one of them has really big playability. And I think this is going to be a big offensive line, defensive line struggle. Low scoring game. I'd love to see the Irish win it. They screwed me last week, and they played their best game of the football season against Syracuse. Syracuse threw a pick six in the first play of the game. I knew I was screwed.
Yep.
But I'll lean towards the under 44.5 in that one. Anything looking ahead for college, Eitan, before we get to some of these NFL awards?
So I didn't want to bring up the fact that I was on Notre Dame last week because I thought if I did that, then you would remind me that you were on Cincinnati Monday night. So
I was in Cleveland Monday night.
Yeah, Cleveland.
Yeah,
pardon me. Then I was on
Brownies.
Yeah. The only one that I jumped in on ahead of time was Purdue. I laid the 3.5, and to be fair, I told somebody far smarter than me, but it was the first thing that I looked at ahead of time. I think there's a good opportunity there, and I anticipate the line's going to move, and at 3.5 by kick, I'll look pretty good. So I'll definitely be getting the best of it. That's the only college that I have for now, though.
I will take Temple on the money line against South Florida.
Last week, Temple hits.
Temple hits.
Last week.
Temple's defense held Navy's running.
Yes, they did.
225 yards, I believe, and that was all the yards they got in the game. They outgained them. They turned the ball over 2 times during the game. The last throw at the end was kind of a desperation kind of throw in overtime, but they should have won the game against Navy. USF stinks. Its line's 3.5. The money line was plus 145. I'm going to take both.
Oh, wow. Look at you.
All right.
All templed up.
Yeah, right. Comeback player of the year caught my attention.
Are we going to do Thursday Night Football too before we get out of here?
Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, Eagles minus 13.5. It's up.
Well, we got to talk about the game. This is our only chance to do it.
Go ahead. This game.
No, give us the futures play you have.
No. I got a bunch of them. So just let's go Thursday night football.
I can do my Eagles one really quickly.
Yeah.
Now we can get to the NFL awards. So for Thursday night, Eitan, I feel like we're all probably on the same page here. Eagles plus the points. FanDuel's minus 14. Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown score. Miles Sanders anytime touchdown score. I don't like the over under in this one though. I don't feel super confident that it'll go over just because like. I feel like if I don't trust the Texans are going to put up enough points to hit that over, and I don't think the Eagles are going to drop 45 or more points on them.
No, I don't think they need to.
Right.
To your point, right? Because it's a short week. You're on the road. You're just getting the hell out of there with a win, and you have a quasi bye week.
Right.
I mean, look at Baltimore. Baltimore was off since last Thursday, right? And now they're playing Monday night. So you definitely have a long stretch there. So I don't think there's a letdown, anything along those lines.
No.
What is interesting, though, and it's depending on where you look, you mentioned FanDuel has it at 14, so you can still get it at 13.5. This was a 13. I mean, this did open at 13. So what's interesting is that it hasn't moved much. It's not like people just poured in. Oh yeah, the Eagles going to kill them out. I think there is a little hesitation about short week, have you.
Yeah.
So
and on the road.
Exactly. And I think it makes me and as you mentioned, Devin and Harry, depending on where you are as well, I think it makes us all feel a little more confident taking the 13, knowing that we're not getting the worst of something now at 14.5, 15, et cetera. All right. So let me run through this here. First half, first quarter. This is the way to play the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's see what happens in the first quarter. If it's tight, if they're down, as soon as they're down, as soon as it's tied after 2 scores, what have you, live bet the Philadelphia Eagles on the spread in the second quarter. You can still get it at 6.5 first half. I would definitely take that. It's probably going to be up to 7.5, 8 by kick. That spread is fine. Let me run through this. Devin, I like where you're going. I'm just going to supersize it. All right. Like, you know, when Harry used to go to the drive-thru, they'd ask him 69 cents for more fries. Yeah, give me the bucket.
Yeah.
So Hurts, look, this defense on the ground in Houston was giving up a boatload of yards before Derrick Henry stepped on the field, right? We talked about that Monday. Hurts 3+ TDs, a dime, $10 will win you $270. Scott and Gainwell 2+ TDs each. All right. These are monster returns, but this is the game to play. You only need one of these to hit, right? And then you could also add Sanders in there. Another $10 bet will win you $320 back. Sanders at 3+. There's a really good chance that one of these 4 guys on the ground is going to have multiple scores, and because Houston is so god-awful. So that, and then last, go over Hurts, 40.5 rushing yards, and Sanders, 79.5 rushing yards. That's all I got.
I like it.
79.5. That's it, huh?
40.5 rushing yards for Hurts. That's one gain against this rushing defense.
No, I'm saying for Sanders. It was 79? Okay. Yeah. All right. I like it.
Stack up on and you still don't need to hit the total there. You can still be comfortably under 45.5 points.
Yeah. But I think that the Eagles offense can probably do whatever they want against the Texans, but given the Texans' poor rush defense, they should run the ball all over them.
This has got 27-7 written all over it. This game.
That would be a cover.
27-7 under the total. Ugly game. Pay more attention to the Phillies game because the Eagles will have it locked up by halftime. All right, I took a look at some player awards today because I was watching Geno Smith a lot on Sunday, and his numbers are incredible. He's over 70% completion. He almost has 2,000 yards passing, 13 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and his team is 5-3. So he's the second favorite at plus money for comeback player of the year, plus 225. Saquon Barkley is the favorite, and I don't see that happening, to be honest. I know he's having a nice year. Maybe
comeback player.
Yeah, comeback player. McCaffrey is the third favorite, and here's juicy number, plus 700 for Christian McCaffrey. I think he's going to have a big second half of the season now that he's on a real football team. He was handicapped for those first couple games. He was hurt again, but that team's going to be in the playoffs. That team could go deep in the playoffs because of him. And I think take money on both of those two. You don't like those, Eitan?
No, I don't like the fact that you don't listen to me.
What?
That's what, because now I'm going to have to pay Matt Cherico extra to go back and find one of these early shows that we did. When
back in August.
Christian McCaffrey at plus 1,200, and I'm staring at this ticket right now at Fox Bet that I have.
Okay, but you had no idea that he was going to be traded to a real football team.
But all I needed him to do was basically have a pulse for 14 games and show up, and I thought he would get more of a benefit than plus 1,200. I got dead ass lucky. Absolutely.
Yes.
And here's the other thing too. Now I'm going to have to pay Cherico on top of that extra to go find a second show a little bit later in like maybe the second week or so when I told you to take Pete Carroll at 66-1.
I remember that. I remember
buy that ticket?
No, because I think Nick Sirianni's probably going to get it.
Yeah. I had Doug Peterson, which I don't think
stinks.
No, I honestly, Devin,
Doug Peterson stinks. He's been exposed.
To be fair, I have tickets on Rule, Doug Peterson, Nathaniel Hackett.
Wow.
Arthur Smith. Now, Arthur Smith could win this. Watch out. Arthur Smith wins that division. He could win this. I have Arthur Smith, Doug Peterson.
Yeah.
I have Rule, Carroll, Peterson, Smith, and Hackett.
Wow. Arthur Smith looks like he's been to a lot of drive-through windows getting double order of fries.
Guys, speaking of Steve Nash, remember, when were we talking about that? What, like last week? And I was wrong. I was like, I don't think Steve Nash will be fired.
Ben Simmons got his coach fired.
No, I think it's Kevin Durant, don't you?
Yeah, I know. I was just joking.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Ben Simmons is horrible.
Damn it.
Cherico's got Geno's numbers right now through 8 weeks are comparable to Russell Wilson's best season in Seattle.
Dude, how do you not giving this guy coach of the year? I get it. Like, we all love Nick Sirianni, but he made the playoffs last year.
Yeah. Well, he's a defensive coach, Pete Carroll. I don't know how much credit he gets for Geno Smith.
He's going to get credit for that.
He's the offensive coordinator up there.
That's the point.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Exactly.
Last one for me, if I can throw one out.
Go ahead.
It was go ahead. What are you
go ahead. Give me your thoughts.
It's still right now sitting at plus 290. I'm sorry. I have spoken to way too many. They bring me down to fill time, right? And then in between, every now and then you'll get an expert or so. I have mined way too many soccer experts who happen to be Philadelphians and happen to root for the Philadelphia Union to ignore the fact that at plus 290 on a 90-minute play here is absurd to pass up. So I am slamming, Harry, 2 units, Philadelphia Union plus 290 to beat LAFC.
Wow.
Ooh.
When is that?
I've never placed a bet on soccer before, but
I have.
Maybe I will.
Yeah, I've placed draw bets before. I've done those. But is that tonight?
You are a miserable human being if you're betting soccer to draw and then watching that.
Yeah. No, I didn't say I watched it.
Okay, good.
I didn't say I watched it. The other one was defensive rookie of the year, Tariq Woolen. This guy for Seattle. He's got 4 interceptions already. 4. Sauce Gardner has 1. Sauce Gardner's in the lead. This is this New York bias crap with having Saquon Barkley and Sauce Gardner in the lead. Tariq Woolen from UTSA, Eitan, your Texas San Antonio Roadrunners, 4 interceptions at plus 350. I took that on DraftKings this morning.
That's
all right.
A hell of a freaking play there, Harry. That's a pretty sharp look.
You like that?
Who gave you that?
Nobody. I didn't even know who he was. I had to look him up, like to see where the hell did this guy go to college.
Tariq Woolen is at 3-1, right?
Yeah, 350 plus 350.
Even better.
Yep. All right, that's it. Go Phils and go Eagles, and we'll talk to you on Friday.
Go Union. Oh no, we'll talk to you.